Mic check, 1, 2, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here with my very first stream on my, well, if the title isn't anything to go by, very first stream on my PS5. Now, the reason why I chose this game of all games to show off a little bit, now mind you, you guys are watching on YouTube right now. The video is going to be compressed, and I don't have 60 frames per second turned on for streaming because it has been known to cause issues with streaming, and sometimes it'll chop up the video, and it will sometimes cause buffering issues. So know that I do this to make sure that the stream stays stable, but on my end, playing on the PlayStation, this game, Avengers never put out 60 frames. Ever. It never put out 60 frames when I played it on my PS4. But I got it here on PS5. Now, mind you, the official next-gen version does not come out until the 18th. That's the same day that they release the whole Hawkeye operation. How do I have a PS5? Well, I kept track of it on Twitter of people who are real keen to the alerts. One got off, one popped off. I got it from Amazon, and it was there the next day I ordered it. It was delivered the very next day after I ordered it. So, yeah, karma. So if you're trying to get a PS5, never give up. But back to Avengers. The reason why I chose to play this game of all games is we need to talk about this game a little bit more. So, if some of you who are not aware of the state that Marvel Avengers is in, it is, well, clearly not in a good state. And more recently, the Marvel Avengers team has taken to posting a blog about the next thing that they're going to be doing with the game, which is increasing XP gains between levels, essentially making it so it takes you longer to level up. Now, in preparation for this talk, before we get started in fighting, because I want to get the rest of the characters leveled up to the max so I don't have to endure such a boring and tedious grind, all I have to do is just level up Black Widow and Kate Bishop. And Kate Bishop is already at 36. Black Widow is the only one who I really need to level up. But into the blog post, and I'm gonna read it to you guys, so you guys can just take your own assumptions from what this possibly means. So, going here, it says March 18th will mark the release for both Hawkeye and the official next-gen versions of Marvel's Avengers. One thing I've noticed about my PS5 is that it gives me the option to either play the PS4 version or switch it and play the PS5 versions. PS5 versions are obviously superior, so I'm just know that whatever you're seeing here, this is the no matter how smooth it looks on my screen, no matter how smooth it looks in the stream, this is still the PS4 version of the game. So we don't get the PS5 version until March 18th. But going back to the blog post, Sensei Nam D-Train, and apologies Jesse Velasquez if I did not acknowledge you when you first got in here. Apologies for that. But what's going on, everyone? We're just messing around. First stream on my PS5. We're going to be playing some Marvel Avengers while I'm talking about it because it definitely needs to be talked about. And, I mean, it's not talked about enough. But, going back to it, March 18th will mark the release for both Hawkeye and the official next-gen versions of Marvel's Avengers, but there's also a few changes about cosmetics and XP coming that we'd like to discuss. Now, this is something that, a lot of people who paid attention to it immediately took offense to and found that this was not the best idea. XP Rework. Since we launched last September, our balance team has been evaluating the XP curve for leveling from 1 to 50, and we'll be making some changes to address two core issues. The current XP curve isn't really a curve at all. In most RPGs, the amount of XP you need to level up increases as you gain levels in a curve, but our system is a straight line. This has led to pacing issues such as skill points currently being rewarded too fast. I don't understand what the issue is. for skill points being pushed out too fast. But we'll continue reading, and I'll kind of elaborate on what I mean by this. This has led to pacing issues, such as skill points currently being rewarded too fast, which may be confusing and overwhelming to newer players. When they say newer players, I'm guessing they mean new to pretty much video games in general. Because if you've ever played a video game where you have to level up and you get skill points for your characters, there's nothing confusing or overwhelming about it. Especially if you level up multiple times in quick succession, there's nothing confusing. You know exactly what you're doing. If you're leveling up quickly, you're going to get a bunch of skill points. Now, the thing that'll probably take up the most of your time is deciding where to put the skill points. But given that, well, looking at the skill trees, I also like the fact that things load up faster so I can get to menus so I can trees, is that once you get everything, you only need like 50 points overall just to unlock everything. So it's not a matter of it's overwhelming for me to have all these points. It's a matter of how long are you going to, it's just a matter of which one you're going to put it into. That's it. There's nothing overwhelming or confusing about it. I hope the stream did not just slow down on me. Okay, is everything fine? Everything looks fine now. But there's nothing confusing or overwhelming about getting a whole bunch of skill points all at once. And I kind of don't understand this sentiment. So let me continue reading here. We want each decision to invest in a skill or heroic to be more meaningful. Now, I'm just wondering, what do they mean they want each decision to invest in a skill or heroic to be more meaningful? I mean, are you expecting us to be frugal with they're making it ready for free to play, so they have to up the grind. That's the sad thing, because that's exactly the angle that this looks like. But we want each decision to invest in a skill or heroic to be more meaningful. I mean, the skills and heroics themselves should be meaningful, not choosing which skill or heroic to get. Because by the end of the day, once you get everything, once you unlock everything, it's the skills and heroics and abilities that you unlock that should be really meaningful at the end of the day. Not just deciding, I'm just going to get this elbow drop skill because it's useful for ground attacks and it has like radial damage. That's nice and all. And here's the thing, I'm not the most articulate when it comes to, making metaphors going towards the skill system. But you would think that if they want skills or heroics to be more meaningful, then they would make it, then they probably should have just did this XP grind rework before the game even launched, if that's what they wanted to do. But doing this now, 6 months after launch, and that's the thing that people want to focus on, it's confusing. But let's continue, because they go more deep in here. Based on these issues, we'll be increasing the amount of XP needed to level up starting from around level 25. This amount will increase the closer you get to level 50, so that it will take longer to reach higher levels, and will only affect character level, not power level, because power level is only at 150, and that's already a grind enough as it is. Why did people buy this? Because it had the Avengers name on it, Karma. The Avengers sells. Doesn't matter what it is, people will buy it if it has Avengers on it. Because right now, Avengers is a household name. And you just need to put like a Avengers backpack. People will buy it. Avengers clothes. People will buy it. Avengers food or cookbooks. People will buy that. If it has a household name on it, people will buy it. The sad thing is, That's what I think they were hoping would carry this game. The big selling point. You can play as the Avengers. Okay, cool. Is the game good? Well, the campaign's alright. What about the rest of the game? No. But let me continue reading, and then we'll get to some gameplay, and then we'll continue talking from there. Based on these issues, we'll be increasing the amount of XP needed to level up, starting from around level 25. This amount will increase the closer you get to level 50, so that it will take longer to reach higher levels, and will only affect character level, not power level. That's where I left off. If you already have level 50 characters, which is the current maximum, so there's a tell right there, current maximum. Not just the maximum, but current maximum. So that means at some point, if they still continue to support this game, the level's probably going to increase. But I worry about what that means for, past level 50 progression, which is the current maximum. This won't affect you. If you already have maxed out characters, level 50, they're not concerned. They're not talking about power levels for characters. They're just talking about the levels that you use to level up. And the thing about leveling up is, it really doesn't do much other than just give you the skill points necessary to unlock more skills and heroics. It's not like you level up and your melee rating, your defense rating, your heroic rating, or your range rating, they all just increase with you moderately and just make you more powerful on top of the gear that makes you more powerful. No, it's really just a level up. It's really just to level up to unlock skills, and that's pretty much it. The gear is where you get most of your power, attack, defense, yada yada, base stats improvements from. But continuing on, if you already have level 50 characters, which is the current maximum, this won't affect you. If you have a character who isn't level 50 and want to speed up their progress, take this time to do so before the update on March 18th, which I'm doing right now. Note, due to a bug we discovered, players could level characters at a blistering pace if they had multiple high-level characters. We intend to fix this issue once Clint arrives. So for those of you who are still playing, take advantage of this right now. Then we have the Cosmetic Rework. We'll be reworking how players obtain certain cosmetic items with the goal of providing more player agency and clarity about how to obtain them by removing randomness from the process. Currently, many of these items are only obtained by entities. We want to make sure that when you a choice in working towards. The first step of this is to temporarily disable the random cosmetic item drops in preparation. I listened to someone speak about this. And the thing that some people are overlooking is the fact that they say they are going to be outright disabling the ability to get cosmetic items from strong boxes. Like item drops, like cosmetic item drops, they're going to be full on disabling that until they rework it, which means that for who knows how long, we won't be able to get any cosmetic items from drops that we currently can right now. So they're just basically going to be nerfing cosmetic item drops for this rework with no telling of when it's going to be back up. Players won't lose anything they have already earned. Obviously, it'd be stupid if this rework required that you lock all of the stuff that we just earned and then relock it again just to fit a rework. That would be stupid. These items will be available again in places such as the cosmetic vendor once her store is reworked in future updates and will be purchasable with units. This will directly affect random chance cosmetic rewards from completing activities, missions, and strong boxes, and character progression, hero level, and faction level. So, they're basically saying that even leveling up your character and leveling up faction levels that's gonna be nerfed as well until they rework it. So we pretty much won't be able to get cosmetic items anyway other than the vendor until this rework goes into play. So not only are they going to be increasing the XP grind on the 18th, but they're also going to be locking us out of being able to get cosmetic items as drops until they do this rework. They're pretty much going to shut that whole thing down until the rework is in place, and then the rework does, well, I guess, whatever it needs to do. So I see no. Just look at what's happened to Anthem this week. It's going to be hard for this game not to be dead in 1 year. Look, I'm surprised it made it this far. Because there's a reason why I haven't played Marvel Avengers all that much on my channel. Once I did the main campaign, I played a little bit of multiplayer, and what people I could actually get to play with that a little bit. The only person I got to a maximum level of 50 and power level of 150 was Hulk. That was the only character I was even remotely interested in playing with this game. Everyone else, why am I going to grind week after week just to get them to the same level as Hulk? For what? There's no end game in Avengers. There's no real reason to keep playing after you get one character to level 150 unless you're just trying to go after the trophies. There's no real player incentive to play longer than just like the story missions for the Avengers Initiative where you go after Monica. That's it. There's nothing. And the only other time I played Marvel Avengers for you guys was the whole Kate Bishop DLC, and I completed that in 3 hours. There was nothing there except for Kate Bishop and her little story. No added enemies, no added new bosses, no new content to keep us sated until the next big thing. There's nothing here to keep players grounded to this game. And this is a live service game, but they've done everything wrong. Now, mind you, the combat's alright. Combat is probably what I would call the highest point of this game. But combat can only carry a game so far. You gotta make sure that everything is working. But let me continue. We're gonna get into some gameplay now, because I want to level up Black Widow and then do Kate Bishop, so that way I'm just pretty much gonna wait until Hawkeye comes out and see what goes down then. But, yeah. So let me continue reading. Numerous patterns will also be temporarily disabled from dropping, and in some cases, replaced with additional units that can be spent at the cosmetic vendor. So that means that numerous patterns are going to be temporarily disabled. Cosmetic items you can get from missions, strong boxes, hero leveling, and faction leveling, those are going to be disabled as well. And the only thing you will get from strong boxes and pretty much rewards other than that is just going to be units. Just units. The cosmetic vendor will still be open while we work on updating her functionality. So here's the thing. The cosmetic vendor will be open, but that's the only way we're going to be able to get cosmetics is through that vendor. We won't get it as drops anymore because they don't put up when it's going to be. They don't put up when we could expect this rework to happen or anything. It just says the cosmetic vendor will still be open while we work on updating her functionality. Let me start this mission. The following outfits and nameplates will remain in the cosmetic vendor while her store undergoes the rework. Basically, just the same old outfits that we see day in and day out. It's really disappointing. Emotes as well. Finally, we wanted to give players a more immediate reward for activating Hawkeye's challenge card, so we moved an outfit to the first slot of the activated path. With these changes, Marvel's Avengers will be a more balanced experience overall. Doubt it. We'll let everyone know when the cosmetic vendor rework is coming, but in the meantime, if there are items you wish to receive in the current faction, you should do so before March 18th. Until then, we'll have more information on replaying the Reassemble campaign and updates to the Harm Room in the near future. Thank you for all the continued support. And that is the last big news from it. I don't know what to say, guys. I honestly don't know what to say. How can you make the Avengers boring? How is it possible to make a game where you play as Thor, the Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Kamala, Kate Bishop, and eventually Hawkeye, and make it not that entertaining? How is that possible? How do you make a live service looter game that exists in the same world as, Destiny and Warframe? How do you make it less entertaining? How is that possible? You literally have one of the biggest IPs out there in the world right now, especially with such a large media universe behind it. The entire MCU, Marvel Comics, 80 years of Marvel history, and yet it feels like they barely scratched the surface with this game. I know I sound like I'm being a bit critical with this game, but this game should not have been released this way. It should not have been released in this manner where live service was seen as the best idea for a Marvel game. It kind of confuses me. Now, mind you, I'm not a game developer. I don't know what's going on in the background, because the devs sure aren't telling us what's going on. They just expect us to just, take their word that things will get better, but that doesn't mean much when every other update is either breaking multiplayer or, breaking something else in the game. I mean, I put a post on Twitter on Valentine's Day. And one of the things I noticed that if you were to go up to Captain America's room as Captain America and look in his mirror, Cap doesn't have a body. You would think that something like that would be resolved and that they would make sure that player models show up the way that they're supposed to, but Cap has no body when he looks at himself in the mirror. And then you have moments where enemies can spawn underneath the map. You have glitches where multiplayer won't work all the time. And those are just game problems as well. You then have to realize that the game's gameplay loop is not that engaging. It's disappointing that this looter game where you play as Earth's mightiest heroes, at the end of the day, once you play one type of mission, you've pretty much played. If you played one defense mission, you've pretty much played them all. It doesn't matter what map, it doesn't matter what region you go to. They're all the same. The game lacks that necessary variety that encompasses all of the Marvel universe. Because you would think that we'd be able to go to different places in the Marvel universe, such as, I don't know, Asgard or New York or, I don't know, some places other than forest area where AIM is, or city area where AIM is, or inside of an AIM base, or snowy area where AIM is. I can tell you right now, I am so tired of AIM. I really am. And then there's people who have found leaks for Black Panther and Wakanda and saying how AIM is in Wakanda. First of all, what is AIM doing in Wakanda? Black Panther ain't letting nobody in his kingdom without his permission. I don't care if it's AIM or what. But the game just lacks variety that you would expect from a Marvel game. I mean, sure, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch was not the best out of the 3 Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, but at least it had a lot of variety. Sure, I wish that they would have stayed truer to their RPG roots and made it so that, characters could get OP like you could get them in the first Marvel Ultimate Alliance with like boosts and stuff to make them ridiculously powerful. I remember Ghost Rider being ridiculously powerful, Silver Surfer being ridiculously powerful. If you leveled people right and got good pieces of gear, they could be really powerful. And the, it still had a lot more going for it than Avengers does. So I kind of don't understand. I kind of don't know who thought it was a good idea to make an Avengers game where pretty much there's only one enemy type. Sure, you have like I don't know, what is it, the Hounds? I don't know what Taskmaster's little group is called because I literally forgot what his mercenary group is called. But you pretty much fight AIM literally all the time. I don't understand why we and there's multiple things that could possibly point to changes in the future, like Roy, one of the robots that Ant-Man has and repurposed, an AIM robot no less that is repurposed. There's a lot of things that could potentially point to him being Ultron in the future. But with the way that they seem to love shoving AIM down our throats so much, I don't know if they have it in them to offer us this variety. I know I sound like I'm going on a big rant about Avengers right now, but it's just that with 6 months passing and little variety being introduced into this game that they've told it to be, supported for years, told it to be full of Marvel history that they can just use, it's like they're not even using the best stuff. I hope that makes sense, but it just baffles me that you have one of the biggest media universes in human history in comparison to like the Star Wars universe, Star Trek universe. I don't know what else is a big universe out there that people are really into. It just amazes me that you have so much on your plate and yet you eat so little from it. It's like someone gave you a cookbook with 1 million pages and you only cook using the footnotes. I hope that was a good analogy, but that's just how it seems to me. They're using the bare minimum. And I honestly wonder if Square Enix even has the thing that some people really want, they want to see like MCU skins and stuff, but I wonder, do they even have the ability to even get the license for that? I wonder because I wonder how difficult it is to get the licensing for MCU related skins or MCU related things in the game. Because if you look at Fortnite, literal Fortnite of all games, they have so many characters from the MCU, so many different Marvel characters in their game. Not only that, but they have Iron Man in his nanotech suit from Infinity War in there. They got Thor in his Herald Thor outfit. They got Storm, Wolverine, the X-Men, so many different people of Marvel in Fortnite that have character models that look better in Fortnite. Yet I'm wondering how this game, which was built on a partnership with Marvel itself and Crystal Dynamics, how is it that when I look at some of these skins, look at some of these cosmetics, they are inspired versions? They're not exact replicas. They are inspired versions of the outfits. And then not only that, but they have one outfit and then do reskins of that same outfit with different colors. Like this one, trench coat with boots. All right. This one, trench coat with boots, different color. Then we got this one, trench coat with boots, except in plaid. And then we have this one, trench coat in boots. They're all the same. There's no, it baffles me how you can have such a vast history of characters who've worn so many different costumes, yet there are so many reskins and half-done redesigns and inspirations. There's only a handful of suits in this game for all characters. A handful. Now, mind you, look at all this. This is more than 10. Combined together, there's probably more than 50 outfits altogether, possibly higher than 60, and yet only a handful of them actually look like they could possibly be semi-accurate comic depictions. So you mean to tell me that a game that was developed with and partnered with Marvel cannot get Marvel comic accurate skins? Now, mind you, there's a lot of people on Twitter that will come to the rescue for this game and just be completely ignorant of the fact that when I say accurate, I mean depicted as it is in the comics. No deviations, no little accessories or anything added, an exact replica of what it looks like in the comics. Matter of fact, let's look up what the word accurate means. So, in the dictionary, the word accurate means of information, measurement, statistics, and etc. correct in all details, exact. It's not like halfway there. It's not like, well, it kind of looks like it. No. Accurate. Completely accurate and exact. Did I ever play Fortnite? Only Save the World. I've never played a single match of Battle Royale because it's not my thing. But some of these outfits just makes me question why. What was the purpose? It just confuses me so. Like, see this? Let's see if we can find one that looks exactly like that. This might actually be a different one. This might actually be one that is not an exact skin of something else. Wait a minute. Because her base outfit here, her tactical outfit, that has numerous reskins there. I'm surprised they don't have any more classic comic outfit skins for Black Widow in this game, like from the 70s, 80s, or 90s. You're literally preaching to the choir here, CJ. I'm surprised they don't have anything like that. This is what they would call classic stealth, rather than just, it being an exact replica of her type of outfit that she would wear. I guess this is their attempt at being like, hey, here's something that looks like it's from the comics. It's not exact, but here's what we think it would look like. As a matter of fact, let me look up what Black Widow's classic outfit looks like. Now, you guys won't be able to see it, but I'm looking it up here. Comics. All right, I got an image of her right here. I guess this is their attempt at doing her classic suit and just putting it in a grounded look, but it's inspired. It's not exact. It's inspired. I'm just wondering, though. Who's behind the design choices for these costumes? Because don't even get me started on Iron Man and Captain America. And Thor. Well, pretty much everyone. I just don't know, you guys. I know I've been on a rant for the past 35 minutes, but it's just disappointing that I've seen so many and I've played so many Marvel games over the years. And the thought of getting a next-gen Marvel game was tantalizing to me. It really was. I was almost even tempted to get the $80 digital version of Marvel Avengers. I mean, my sister could tell you because I was talking to her about it. Where I was very close. I was literally teetering on the edge of wanting to get the $80 Marvel Avengers version, even though I had already paid off a $60 version, $60 physical copy, because I wanted to play 3 days early. Luckily, my sister was there to speak some wisdom into my life and told me not to do it. And because that would have been just $140 down the drain. Because, I mean, looking at the game now, I am so glad I didn't do it. But yeah, I know I've been on a rant here, but I just want to go ahead and get Black Widow leveled up and Kate Bishop leveled because if there's one thing I don't like in games is when the game is made to be even grindier than it was before. Assassin's Creed Odyssey was notorious for doing this, making the game incredibly grindy, but if you don't have time, we have these paid time savers that you can buy to speed up leveling. So, it doesn't take you as long. Because not everyone has all the time to devote to playing, I don't know, a couple of hours of a game. So let's just give them the option to literally buy progress. But if there's one thing I absolutely can't stand in games is when the game is made to be grindier than it needs to be, because either A, you don't know how to properly balance your game, or B, you don't have enough content in your games to keep people invested, so you increase the grind to increase the amount of time people actually spend time in their game in order to level up characters to arbitrarily increase playable time. Those are two things that I absolutely cannot stand when it's done in games. And it's being done here in Avengers of all things. And it's incredibly disappointing. Did I see the PlayStation Plus lineup? Wait, tell me what it is again? Because I got PlayStation Plus. If it's good games in there, I might check them out. And here I am leveling up Widow, and I haven't even gotten my hands. I haven't even put 4 points to anything else here. Let's get a parry, because that's always good. And then just go down the line. We're just going to go down the line. Finish off primary. And then work on specialty, then work on mastery. And that'll be it. Whoa! Whoa! I just spawned under the map. I'm sorry. I'm sorry? What is this? What is this? What is this? How did I get over here? I was nowhere near the corner of this building. I am so glad I caught that. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Remnant from Ashes, Maquette, and Farpoint. You can also get Ratchet and Clank for free this month. I need to see if I can transfer my save for Final Fantasy VII, because I've already beaten that game, and I hear it's getting like additional stuff. I might need to re-download it and see if I can get my save back. I know I have my save, but hopefully it doesn't require that I have to transfer my save on my PS4 and then transfer it over to my PS5, because that just seems like a whole bunch of work. I had to do that for Borderlands, and I had to do that for Neo. Glitch or Black Widow has the ability to phase in this game. No, because that'd be entertaining, and well, the game does not fit that bill. So obviously that's a glitch. That is not an intended effect, because otherwise it'd actually be fun. Do not cash in the PlayStation Plus Final Fantasy VII version. Okay? I won't touch it. That's fine by me. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I got everything I needed out of that game as a whole. I mean, sure, the Yuffie episode is coming out, and I'm pretty sure the game would look nice on a PS5 once they get like the upgraded version out there. But I don't know if I'm just gonna boot it back up and then just play Final Fantasy VII again. As much as I enjoyed it, trust me, I enjoyed playing through that and streaming it for you guys. But I don't know if I'm gonna play it again. I'm curious about where this game is going to go. Once March 18th is up, and people have already had their fill and just ran through Hawkeye's Future Imperfect DLC, and they get it over with, where are they going to go? What are they going to do? Why is there no game sound? Wait, what? Is there no sound? Wait, hold up. I don't have sound muted. Wasn't there sound before? Oh, hold on. I think I know what it is. Okay. That was my bad. I forgot to switch my Astro headset to make it so that the output wasn't into my headphones. Wow. 45 minutes, and I didn't realize that I never switched that over. Even though I did, well, it was really early this morning when I did that. Apologies for that. My bad. Now, I will say this, though. The game does run smoothly. I mean, I got no problem with the game running at 60 frames. It's a shame that the rest of the game doesn't run smoothly. Too bad the gameplay loop isn't smooth. Too bad the loot isn't smooth. Progression. Too bad everything except combat in this game just basically stinks. The campaign was alright, but combat is where pretty much all the real good points of this game is. Do I know who's doing the Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad games? Rocksteady is doing the Suicide Squad game. I can't remember who's doing the one for Gotham Knights. Wow, they usually explode, but that one didn't. Hold on, let me check. Gotham Knights. Alright, Gotham Knights is being made by WB Games Montreal, the same people that gave us Batman Arkham Origins. While Rocksteady is in charge of the Suicide Squad game.
You're wasting your time.
And I level up, so... when I'm talking with you guys and playing, these level ups seem even faster. Whereas I know for a fact I would notice it if that XP grind came in any faster.
Got something in your eye? You asked for this.
Too bad there isn't another game developer or production company named Bebop in addition to Rocksteady. I know, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Get the whole TMNT reference going there. Godzilla or King Kong? That's a toughie. I was talking to some friends I met on VR chat, and they asked me the same thing. I said King Kong because I figured, you know, Kong is extremely smart. He might be able to pull one over on Godzilla. Now, but that's not saying that Godzilla isn't gonna give, you know, Kong the fight of his life, though. I mean, it is Godzilla. He literally beat a three-headed, world-ending dragon from outer space. So I honestly don't know who's gonna win this one, but I am excited to find out! Oh, I forgot to bring something up about Avengers. Okay, so, apparently it has also been leaked that we could potentially be getting, well, not potentially, but we could be getting, custom harm rooms. There's literally videos out there right now. I don't know if the devs have been taking it down, but apparently there's a video for Intel computers where they show off custom harm rooms, and it shows Hulk fighting a literal army of aimbots. I'm really getting tired of saying aim as the main enemies of this game. I've been fighting them so much that I am just really tired of saying aimbots. I really am. But apparently the trailer shows off Hulk and a whole bunch of other Avengers by themselves, not in a full squad, in their own custom harm rooms. You get to choose the hazards, the buffs, like not being able to die. So you could literally fight entire armies worth of people, and you won't be able to die with certain modifiers. You can apply, well, not modifiers, but just modifiers of the harm room, not modifiers you could have in a mission, because that's kind of what people want. They want different environments for the harm room, because the harm room itself is basically the danger room from the X-Men. It has the ability to change locations, but apparently Digiscape is the only thing capable of being showcased to us. But custom harm rooms with you being able to choose the enemy density and a whole bunch of different things, and that could be the reason, and that possibly is the reason why they nerfed challenge missions in the harm room, where people can't do like defeat this enemy or defeat this enemy with a certain attack anymore in the harm room, because that's probably what they're working on next. Wasn't Spider-Man supposed to be in this game? Yeah, but they never said when. Soon seems to be the favorite word among the devs of Marvel Avengers, unfortunately. Rather than be straightforward and say like, hey, we need some time in order to work this out, it's like, we're gonna tell you soon, and then when we get told soon, we get told, well, it's coming to you a month later. Because wasn't it funny, they made us wait 3 weeks for the deep dive into Hawkeye, only to tell us that we would have to wait a full month before we could actually play him. Now, mind you, it's no longer a full month anymore, but it's still a ways away. We literally have 13 more days, almost 2 weeks, before Hawkeye gets dropped, but I feel like their communication is kind of bad. Let's tell people we're going to show something off in 3 weeks, then have that video tell them they're going to have to wait another full month before they get to play as this character we just showed off. And not only that, but the character we're showing off is the exact same character as the one we just released. Only he's a guy. I mean, even the animations are the same between Hawkeye and Kate. They both use swords. They both use, well, obviously a bow, but the animations that they have between them are literally the same. Even the dodge animations for Hawkeye are the same as Kate Bishop's. The only difference is some of his arrows are different, but his overall animations and, you know, structure, basically the same. Opinion on WandaVision finale? I kind of wanted to do like that little podcast thing I did with the first 5 episodes. Was it 5 episodes or 4 episodes? I can't remember. I might have to look back and see how many episodes I did do, because I kind of wanted... Well, you know what? I might as well talk about it now. What did I think of the finale? I enjoyed it, but some of us were kind of expecting bigger names to be dropped or seen in these episodes. Like, some people were expecting to see Doctor Strange. Other people were hoping Mephisto would show up. I mean, it's nice that we finally got... Well, actually... I don't know. Maybe I should be careful because not everyone has seen the finale, so I don't know if you guys would be cool with me talking about spoilers here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Spoilers! For WandaVision! If that doesn't get through to people and to warn them enough, then I don't know what will. Now we're going to talk about it. So after, you know, Agatha pretty much takes the boys and fights Wanda, my thoughts on the whole season as a whole, it's nice that we finally got to see the Scarlet Witch, the official MCU Scarlet Witch outfit. We finally got to see it in all of its entirety and pretty much glory, because it actually looks fantastic. I love the look of it. it fits so well. It actually looks really, really good. But I feel like the conclusion of this, I feel like the conclusion of it was, I wouldn't say too quick, but it felt like everything was just resolved in as little moves as possible, if that makes sense. Things that were built up over the whole season, there was a conclusion for it all in one fell swoop. Like, sure, we see Hayward get arrested for, you know, trying to pin the whole thing on Wanda in order to, you know, take Vision's original body and rebuild it for his own purposes, and then try to kill Wanda with it. But we see him get arrested. That's it for Hayward. No word on whether he's going to be in prison or in maximum security prison or, you know, anything like that. Just, you know, take him away in cuffs. That's it. Wanda goes off by herself, and she apparently has the Darkhold. I guess she's learning from that, and she's using the same trick that Doctor Strange actually used to learn magic. She's walking around normally in this little house, this little cottage she has by herself out in the forest, but her astral projection is reading through the book, learning everything, and then you hear the echoes of the boys saying, "Mom, help us." So obviously the boys, they are not officially gone. They just exist, possibly someplace else. But my overall take on it, I enjoyed it, but I was kind of hoping we would see more people. Then, I feel like after watching Monica Rambeau's powers show up for the first time, I feel like we only saw it in a defensive kind of way. We didn't see it in an offensive kind of way, so we don't clearly know just the capabilities of what she can do all the way. I was kind of hoping we would see more of that, or maybe even see her fight some of Hayward's men. But we didn't get that, unfortunately. Why did it take so long for them to do anything with Vision's body? I mean, it was built by Tony. Well, it was built by Tony and Ultron. Well, Ultron most of all, but Ultron has Tony and Banner's mind, and we pretty much know that no one is as smart as Tony and Banner other than, you know, Shuri and Black Panther. There really isn't anyone that smart in the MCU that can do the same things that they can do. So I'm pretty sure that even though they had Vision's body there, they probably couldn't do the same thing that Tony and the rest of them could do. She's in Captain Marvel 2, so maybe we'll see more of her powers there. Hopefully. I mean, you could have the smartest people in S.H.I.E.L.D., but if you have Tony there, they might as well be the smartest toddler in the room. If Tony, Banner, Shuri, or Black Panther is there, they're basically just like grade-level students. So it's not a surprise that it took them so long just to do anything with Vision. Though, since Hayward was in charge, he pretty much devoted all resources devoted to artificial intelligence, robotics, and nanotechnology. So anything that Sword was focused on beforehand got completely devoted to making sure that they could get Vision up and running. So the resources probably weren't divided all that much if it was just focusing on getting Vision's original body back up. So that could be one reason why it took so long. Because they don't have that many smart people in that group that can match up to the great Tony Stark. Wow, how many times did I level up? I leveled up 3 times. And with that, we are officially done with the primary tree. Let's move on to specialty, and then last will be mastery. I wish there was another skill tree over here. Like Paragon levels from Diablo, or what other game exists out there where it has posts max level progressions where you can just you can still level up, but every time you level up, it's an additional 1 point that you can put towards something, I don't know, to attack, defense, running speed, stuff like that. I would make it so that Hulk could actually get a good jump, because his jump here in this game is trash. It is absolute trash. I literally have GIFs made up of me playing Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, and his jumping is far better. But Kyushu, that's just Hulk in his own game. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense here. No, it does make sense here, because they literally have entire maps where it's wide open space. Hulk, who can barely jump, it takes me like 4 to 5 good jumps to go across an entire city block, when it only took me one in Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, a game that came out in 2005. There's no excuse for why Hulk's jumps are so paltry and so lackluster in this game, except for the fact that they don't know how to... Either they lack the creativity to give him a massive jump, or they just think that it makes more sense for him to jump short distances, because then everyone can keep up with him. Warriors Orochi 3 and 4, maybe? Oh, yes, that's actually a good one. That's actually a good example. Literally, you can get points where you can increase their stats past their maximum level. A prestige levels, if you will. Because it says that the current max, and they made, from the blog post I just read to you guys, current max is 50. But if they raise the level cap, what are we going to be spending skill points on? Are you going to expand the skill trees? Well, they did say they are going to expand the skill trees. I just really hope that they fix Captain America's traversal and Hulk's traversal. Because in this game, for some odd reason, I don't know if the people thought it was a good idea to make Hulk just this lumbering, heavy mass of muscle and make him move as if his own weight is weighing him down. Are you crazy? Where's the missions? There they are. That just baffles me. And there's this one person on Twitter who is always, and I literally mean every single time Marvel Avengers posts something on Twitter, this person is always asking for Hulk to get a higher jump, and a higher jump and a farther jump. And I'm right there with them, because I have a GIF of Hulk from the Avengers movie where he literally jumps off the ground to the building and just starts tearing the Chitauri apart. That is the best. That I do my best to meet him with that same GIF. But I really hope they do fix Cap's traversal and Hulk's traversal, because it is sad and lackluster. You can't make any on your left jokes with Captain America because everyone runs at his pace. Even though the only people who should be outpacing him is Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man. Like, you literally can't say on your left when you're running past someone in this game with Captain America, because everyone keeps up with them. I don't know if that's a balancing issue. It's a dumb balancing issue, because Cap is faster than everyone else who can run on the ground normally. Like, he's faster than Kamala. He's faster than Black Widow. Even though Black Widow has taken like the Russian version of the super soldier serum. Even though it's not as potent as Cap's, I mean, she's pretty fast in her own right, but she's not keeping up with Cap. Cap is going to be the fastest normal human, the fastest human running. Whereas Hulk should be like a literal cannonball. Wherever he goes, he's not landing softly. Because whenever I play as Hulk, I'm like, why doesn't this dude have a charge jump? Why can't I jump higher than 5 feet from a standing jump? Literally, Hulk's standing jump is about my height. I'm 5'7", so that feels like the height that Hulk jumping straight up is. Like, he doesn't have like a super powered propel jump where I can jump to the top of a rooftop, because you know that would be useful instead of using his kind of really lackluster climbing mechanics. When I say climbing in parentheses, because he's essentially just grabbing onto a building and waiting for you to lead him in a direction to jump to. I just feel like if they had just put the time and effort into this game to make sure that this was a pristine Marvel experience rather than riding on the coattails that is the Avengers name, this game could have been better. Gear could have been better. Overall hype and feel for this game could have been better received if they actually took this IP seriously. Here I go ranting again. I apologize.
We can do this.
Green boys can't jump the video game. See, now you make me want to play as Hulk just so I can get it on film and footage of how sad his jump is. Even though I've made videos about it, it just saddens me that my boy can only hopscotch to a location. I feel in a game where you have open maps, where there are different points of interest and different things you can go to over a long distance, traversal should be the one thing you make sure is never boring. Why do you think Marvel's Spider-Man is so good? Speaking of Spider-Man, I will be getting Miles Morales, and I will be doing a playthrough of that game. I told you I was going to get Miles Morales when I got my PS5, so I will be getting it. I'm going to get it tomorrow because I kind of wanted to rest a little today from doing any major playthroughs or anything like that. But I will be getting Miles Morales tomorrow. And then installing it, and then I'll probably work out a day when I'm going to start the playthrough itself, because I'm still doing my Demon Slayer read-through, which will be next Monday. And of course, the usual things that I record. Also, speaking of things that I've been recording, thank you everyone for the very large support that you guys have given me over my recent solo leveling stream that I did. 1,200 views. I'm just shocked that so many people enjoyed it so much. Even if any of them are not here, those of you who watched it, just thank you for the support. It really does mean a lot to me. I just want to say thank you guys. I think that might be my highest viewed solo leveling video I've made so far. And I leveled up again, didn't I? I did. Alright, so we're going down the line. I was talking to some people on a Discord that I'm a part of, and we really do talk a lot about Avengers. We make memes out of it, literally roasting the game, and we talk about the game and how it really isn't living up to its overall hype. And one of them was talking about how skills don't feel like they give you as much freedom as it appears. Because when you think about it, most of your characters can be made up of characters who focus on one particular thing. Whereas, and the skills make it so that you can only really focus on one particular thing. Like, here's one thing. Who makes a whole... the thing is that these stats require have gear that make you focus on one specific aspect. Like, think about this for a second. Who in their right mind would ever create a Hulk who focuses on throwing things? No one. Literally no one. Literally no one will create a build for Hulk that is entirely focused on you throwing things at your enemy. So some of these ratings and how gear pieces and how stats force you to go in that direction and focus on one particular aspect rather than just build you up to be this super powerful character, it is kind of limiting on these people who are supposed to be superheroes. Like, no one really builds for precision when you think about it. Do you think that Inosuke and Bakugo would get along well, relatively speaking, that is? Who's Inosuke? Is that someone from Demon Slayer? Because that's a person I have not come across yet. Who is Inosuke? That name sounds familiar, though.
All clear. You gotta be kidding me.
Perfect response to anyone who has ever fought an AIM enemy more than 10 times. And finding out that they're still the enemy in Future Imperfect, where Hulk has pretty much beaten everyone in the world, yet aimbot still exists. Inosuke is from Demon Slayer. I don't know who Inosuke is. Wait, is Inosuke that guy that doesn't have a shirt on, but he has the head of a pig on him? Is that Inosuke? If that is, I feel they would get along just fine. I mean, did I meet Gonpachiro Kamaboko yet? I stopped. The last video I did was Monday, earlier this week. And I only went to chapters 1 to 8. Because I'm going to be doing Demon Slayer every Monday rather than every single day that I can, because then it would kind of intrude on other things that I'm going to potentially be doing videos and streaming on. So Demon Slayer once every Monday until I completely finish it. But I am not to the point where I meet Inosuke or Gonpachiro, whoever that is. I only went to chapters 1 to 8 because that's what Viz classifies as the entire first volume. So I basically only did the first volume of Demon Slayer. We're going to continue with the second volume, going from 8 to, I believe, 16, 17. At what time do I read? I try my best to get it. At what time do I read? Well, the thing is, Karma, I read it early in the morning so I can edit it and have it going and have it uploaded as soon as I can. But given the fact that my first video was like an hour long, you might see it pop up around maybe 3, maybe 4 that day because it takes so long for it to process and edit and everything. But given the fact that I'm not going to have an intro in it like I did last time and get myself copyright and blocked like I did last time, you can expect it a lot earlier than 11. But it's going to be around the 3 to 4 o'clock time.
This should be interesting.
Am I reading it live? No, because it gives me the ability to edit the video if I need to. I made the decision to do it as a video series rather than a live series because I didn't want to run the risk of people spoiling what happens in the story to me. And 2, if there were any interruptions during my stream, it wouldn't just be you guys just sitting there waiting on me. I can just edit that out and then just continue the read-through like normal. So I made that decision to do it as a video series rather than live, just so I can make it not less on me, but less immersion breaking on you, just in case anything were to happen during.
The enemies have been
Oh,
defeated.
that was a nice backhand. I know a lot are used to me doing live readings and everything, but this is something I want to do for myself because, well, I haven't done video read-throughs since... Are we back? Are we live? Funny thing, internet has been acting funny all day and has been causing my Wi-Fi and internet to drop out periodically every now and again. Thankfully, I was able to continue. So apologies if anything I said got cut off there. We are back. Excellent, Karma. That's what I like to hear. Let's run it again! Actually, you know what? Let's go to a different one this time. Let's go to... Because I heard that this one was a good one to use. Because it has harder enemies, and harder enemies make it so that you can level up faster rather than just the regular guys we've been fighting. And I got 2 points here. All is good now. Well, that's good. Oh, right. I forgot to get the extra perks for these over here. All right. Let's keep it going. Let's try and let me at least try and get Black Widow to a maximum level. If I don't get Kate Bishop to max, then at least let me get Widow to max. Man, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about Marvel Avengers. I'm gonna stop my rant now, but I just want to say this last thing. Here's the thing about Marvel Avengers. Not a lot of people kept bringing up the shortcomings of Marvel Avengers. But now, everybody and they mama is bringing it up now because of the XP grind. I mean, IGN's bringing it up. Jason Schreier, of all people, is bringing it up. What is his name? Jim Sterling's bringing it up. Different outlets is bringing the attention to Avengers and how people are making all the wrong decisions there. Because right here, if I were to go to IGN's article, it says, Marvel Avengers keeps fixing the wrong problems. Opinion, I want to love this game, but they just won't let me. That's pretty much what you can sum up this game as a whole. I want to like this game, but the game won't let me like it.
We can do this!
But let me read the article right here. Marvel Avengers is a game that perhaps against my better judgment I have a lot of love for. Its single-player campaign featured a big, fun story. Hold on, let me get rid of this Adaptoid because I hate this enemy. And I'm down. Help!
Here's an energy boost. Nice.
Hulk doesn't know what to do. Y'all see that? Hulk couldn't choose whether he wanted to do a takedown or not. But going back to it. Ever seen Castlevania Lament of Innocence or Curse of Darkness available on PSN for either PS4 or PS5? I don't think I have. Alright, I leveled up again. Alright, so going back to it, Marvel Avengers is a game that perhaps against my better judgment I have a lot of love for. Its single-player campaign featured a big fun story, but its endgame cooperative component stumbles out of the gate with a lack of compelling post-campaign content, and it's never really improved since launch. 6 months after this game has released, and it has not improved. That's a problem. Considering its subject matter, one might associate it with the Titan-esque too big to fail theory, but recent updates have got me genuinely concerned about its future. The announcement of a major XP grind rework is perhaps the most worrying sign yet, as the developers continue to fix problems that aren't actually Avengers' biggest issues. They seemed like, dude, I just said I wasn't going to do a rant. I'm doing a rant again. All the problems that is wrong with Avengers, they're not fixing. But they're making sure that they put a whole bunch of different cosmetic skins in there. I don't care about skins if the game is broken. No content feels worth it if the game is still broken. They're focusing on the wrong things. Let's get Clint out there. Let's get Kate Bishop out there. Is your game fixed? What? Is your game fixed? No. Then why are you putting out new content? Fix the game first. Then get content to build on it. You can't just pile up heavy stuff on top of something if the foundation is shaky. Because then it's going to crumble underneath the weight. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Again. But this game does this to me. I don't think I've ever ranted this hard on a game other than One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 and how it just didn't feel up to it. It just didn't live up to the massive amounts of hype. Oh, did I finally get all the comics? Now I can get replicas of comics with a small chance to get increase to these tiers. Yay.
And it was going so well for you. I'm not in great shape.
I will never understand.
Thanks, Mitch.
Skins are easy, fixing means hard work. Hey, Wow, I completely forgot that Widow has guns. I completely forgot she has guns.
Here's my burst.
And just like that, I'm dead, and I have to start all over. Luckily, I keep my levels. But going back to this article, having spent, this person has, this author spent, this writer spent, having spent well over 150 hours in Marvel Avengers, its core combat and the way it makes each character's abilities feel is what kept me coming back despite a lack of content. Whether that be new mission types, enemy types, or even locations, it's all lacking. Case in point, 6 months after launch, there are still only 4 bosses available to fight, and that has been the same since launch. Only half of these, Taskmaster and Abomination, are actually supervillains. For the many who haven't spent all that time playing the online component and grinding their heroes up, but were perhaps considering jumping in alongside the next-gen version launch or new Hawkeye story content, that time will now be even more of a slog. As you grind your heroes up each of their 50 levels, you unlock abilities that really put on show the fun that can be had with Avengers. Okay, that's something wrong with that sentence. Jimmy Velasquez, welcome. Sorry you left, you had to go somewhere else. Oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. It's all good. And apparently I got sent a message in Discord. Hold on a second. Someone just sent me a message. I'm trying to find out who it is. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. You know what? I can't even tell who sent the message to me. It popped up for a quick second, but I can't even tell. I know what Discord it came from, but I can't tell who sent it, even though my name was on it. I can't even tell who sent the message to me. I saw my name pop up, and someone mentioned me. But I can't tell who it was. Huh. Well, that's weird. I should have looked when I had the chance. Sorry! Felt like when Luffy's shadow was in ores and he put a piece of a building as a hat. Alright, Jimmy, till next time.
This should be interesting. Yes, I do like. Here's an energy boost.
See, I hate that right there. I hate moves that make it so that when they grab me, that's less of my moves I get to use. Don't get too angry. I wouldn't call it angry, just annoyance and frustration at the state of this game, really. Trust me, this is nowhere near true anger. True anger is me losing to the final boss of Sekiro over 30 times. That's anger.
You gotta be
But this doesn't do enough for me to even warrant me being angry. It just makes me feel sorry for it. You see this? These dudes are specifically meant to drain you of your powers.
nice.
They will fire the same things multiple times at you. Who thought this type of enemy was a good idea? I'm not angry.
Now I'm mad.
Nice screenshot, but that seems to be what people are doing for the game nowadays. They're not making videos showing how much they enjoy playing the game, they're just taking pictures. That is what this game has amounted to. Just a Avengers photo mode the game. That's essentially what people are doing. Because there's nothing to do!
We can do this. Hostile neutralized.
Also, I will take you up on that CJ playing Devil May Cry on my PS5. Even though I don't have the special edition where I can play as Virgil, and it's a shame that I can't upgrade my version of the game to that version, I'll still try it out to see how it plays, because I figured it'd be really, really sick. And oh my goodness, I forgot to tell you guys, Cyberpunk works well. It can run at 60 frames. I literally booted up one of my files where I was in the middle of the city and it ran as smooth as a baby's bottom. It was ridiculous. I had never seen the game move so smoothly. I thought I could only see it move that smoothly on a PC, but it worked here. Cyberpunk is fully playable, a lot more playable than it was last time. I even turned all of the fidelity settings on it, like motion blur and chromatic aberration. I turned all the graphic settings on that I turned off in order to make the game run fast. Still ran smooth. It is possible. And the thing is, it's still the PS4 version of Cyberpunk, not the next gen versions. Still waiting on those to get released. And apparently we're supposed to be getting a real big patch update this month for Cyberpunk as well. A very big patch, a major patch. But they got pushed back because of them having to deal with CG Project Red having to deal with the cyber attacks. That's the only reason why I got pushed back. But this month is when we're supposed to be seeing that patch come in. And if it makes the game even run smoother than makes the game run even smoother, good English, than it already does on a PS5, then that's good. I enjoy the game. I'm glad I platinumed it. How can you hit me in midair? I actually hate this enemy as well, because if it decides to throw a rock at you, you can't dodge in midair. So if you're in midair when that reticle pops up, if you're in the air when that reticle pops up, you're automatically getting hit. You're not avoiding it. I hate enemies like that where they have unblockable attacks regardless if you're in the air or not. This looks so good, but it's going to be better when the PS5 version comes out. Look, the looks will be fine, but the game as a whole, yeah, it's far from good. It'll look good, but will it play good? That's the question. That's the thing that's on everyone's minds. Did y'all just see that? I got frozen. I was frozen on the spot. I don't know what that was. Did I level up again? Yes, I leveled up once. We got the perks here. Let's go down and get this one. So we'll have to see on March 18th just how good it actually looks. Granted, I also played Borderlands 3, and since I have like the Seasons Pass and everything, I got access to the whole shebang, and I could play it on the PS5 versions. Dude, I never knew that Borderlands could be so good at 60 frames per second. The load times is amazing. Everything about the game is even more amazing now that it's in 60 frames. It runs super smooth. I never thought I'd see the day where I could play Borderlands at 60 frames and everything looks smooth. I literally never thought I could ever see that. But playing it, I don't think I could ever go back to playing Borderlands the way I did on the PS4. I'm telling you that right now. Okay, Thor, I see you trying to actually help out. Fortnite, in my opinion, is overrated. Have I ever played? I've never played Battle Royale because I just don't like Battle Royale games.
Don't blame me. Nice work.
I mean, I've only played the PvE mode. That was it. Nothing major. But you can't deny they do know how to market. I mean, they got Avengers. They got X-Men. They had John Wick. They have the Terminator. Sarah Connor. They even recently got Ellen Ripley and Alien from the Alien series added in there. So you cannot deny they do know how to get people to get back in there. Wish Avengers could take a cue from that. But to answer your question, CJ, what is my favorite comic book storylines, arcs, and events? Civil War, Avengers vs. X-Men, Planet Hulk, World War Hulk, Immortal Hulk. My goodness, that entire series is just absolutely amazing. Never thought that Hulk could be so good at making a body horror type of story. But all of those are my favorite. And of course the Infinity Gauntlet as well. The Infinity storyline as well. The Venom series as well, where we get introduced to Null and Venom's son, and find out more histories about the symbiotes and everything like that. I like all those series, all those Marvel series. But those are just some of my favorite arcs, events, and storylines from Marvel. Did I ever play Among Us? I've never played Among Us before.
All right, who's first? Hostile neutralized.
Y'all see that? I got stuck in my grappling animation there.
Kind of low.
And right when I'm at the last tier, yep, you've ran out of revives. Time to die and go back to the beginning. That's annoying. I should try Among Us? I'll look into it.
And it was going so well for you. Try this on the side.
Hey, Trey! What's going on, man? Yeah, I got it. I followed some people who keep alerts on PS5s, and I managed to get a hold of one as soon as it posted. Got it from Amazon on Wednesday, and had it delivered the next day. I literally got it yesterday. So, literally next day shipping. Even though that wasn't an option, it just says, hey, we can just get this to you tomorrow.
You gotta be kidding me. Act like cattle, you can rock.
Also, Trey, good to see you. Games just run so smoothly on this thing, man. Batman Court of Owls and X-Men Operation Zero Tolerance are among your favorites that you haven't mentioned yet. Well, I haven't read those. Mind you, I'm not an incredibly high comic book buff. There's only a couple that I read, but I haven't read every single significant one. Like, I haven't read House of M, but I did have Comics Explained tell me about it. I mean, when it comes to me finding out things that are going on in comic books and I haven't read them, I just get Comics Explained to read them to me and explain what's going on in the storyline when I'm at work. So that's how I know about Venom and other storylines as well, just by having Comics Explained talk about it. And now I'm stuck.
In Russia, Black Widow steps on you.
See that? If I'm in the air... If I'm in the air... How did I get revived? Get down here. Get down here, laddie. Lay down. Who gave you permission to be in the air? I leveled up. I'm not even paying attention and I'm getting these points. I'm not even seeing it pop off to the side. Well, let's get a good point. Defeating enemies while Power Surge is active has a chance to drop regen. What about a chance to drop heroic orbs? Guess not.
Get ready. Run lightly and carry a big stick. Here's an energy boost. Enemy down. Like ballet. With punch.
Really hope they don't change too much with the upcoming Invincibles animated series on Prime Video. We'll just have to see. Now the thing is, I've never read the Invincibles series, but I know of it though. just hope that when it comes to adaptations, I can only hope that they do it justice. That's all we really can hope for at this point. Because, I mean, we still got people putting media out that's all like, hey, we think you would like this. Is it like the source material? Well, we put our own spin on things. That's pretty much all we can really hope for, is that they actually do the source material justice and, you know, respect the source material.
Yes, I do like you.
Is someone gonna help me out? Is someone gonna help me out this time? Watch Comics Explained and Denny Malt's video on Invincible. I'll listen to it when I'm at work tonight. Okay. Black Widow looking like she's trying to take some cues from Devil May Cry here.
This may shock you.
Past time for another X-Men animated series. What's it been, like 10 years since the last one? Wolverine and the X-Men? Yeah, I feel like it's been that long. Because Lord knows that these Marvel shows that they're doing now, with half the, like, have you seen, like, the Marvel shows now? The Marvel cartoons now, where apparently some of the artists have forgotten to put shadows on characters and they look even less detailed than before. Like, when did Marvel shows lose that element of quality in their episodes? So not only am I getting hit by spin troopers, by spin synthoids, but there's also adaptoids that can grab me and pretty much take my powers as well. I hate spin synthoids. The entire concept of spin synthoids. I hate them all.
You wouldn't last a day in the red room.
It's not good game design. It's lazy. It's a lazy way to draw out combat. Let's make an enemy that can drain you of your powers that takes a while for you to even build up if you don't have the right perks. And let's just toss a few hundred in the group and throw them at you.
I'm not in great shape here. Don't look now. Good night. This might hurt.
Oh, we leveled up again. Black Widow could probably beat Lady and Trish. That's an interesting setup. And we're almost done with the specialty tree. So I'm wondering why it's telling me I have something new when you can't actually earn gear in the harm room.
You're about to be toast.
What's the coolest person I got on Marvel Puzzle Quest? I'd never played Marvel Puzzle Quest, so I can't give you an answer. But the coolest person I got on Bleach was Yawatch himself. I managed to pull him early this morning on the very first try when he became available, because I've been saving up my orbs just to get the King of the Quincy's in Bleach Brave Souls. And on my very first pull, he is the very first character. I didn't get my hands on Bankai Genryusai, but I got everyone else. I even got end of the game, end of the series Ichigo. Well, not end of the series Ichigo, but I want to say full-fledged Bankai Ichigo when he's fighting Yawatch. I got him. Now I'm just trying to build up my orbs again so I can at least get Yamamoto before his whole summon tag disappears. Oh, right. Need a launch. Sorry. I was just trying to go back to Discord and find out who was talking to me. And who mentioned me. And where. It's so odd. I saw my name come up in the corner, but for the life of me, I can't find it. That is so weird. But apparently people have been busy on the Discord because there's 93 different messages since I was last on. And maybe I need to stay away from it just a little while. That is so weird. I can't find that thing anywhere. That is so weird. Okay. Now I'm back. Have I seen The Boys series on Prime? No, not all the way through. I still say that the Hulk gonna go bad one day or another in the few movies. I feel... Here's one discrepancy. In Endgame, when Banner said that he and the Hulk put two and two together, solved their differences, and decided to become Professor Hulk, wouldn't it have made sense for when Hulk went back in time to get the Time Stone from the Ancient One? When the Ancient One slapped Banner out of Hulk's body, wouldn't it have made sense for Hulk to still be there, in his body, awake, without Banner in his mind? Wouldn't it have made sense for that to be a thing? Or would it have just been too much for the movie to handle with two rampaging Hulks in New York City? I'm sorry, but drop kicking people off of high places is funny. Hey, let me get the last kick. There we go. Alright, so it's already like 5 and I usually go to sleep at like 6. So once I'm done with this, I'll probably call it a session here. For my first stream on my PS5, I have to say it's been pretty smooth. The gameplay has, whereas the stream cutting out in the middle of it because of whatever's going on with the network, yeah, that I can't say. Though I do hope it gets resolved really soon because it is not something that I can do on my end because, I mean, I can take the router out and reset it, but it'll still act the same unless my internet provider decides, you know what, let's make it so that everyone can be on the internet playing however they want to. But overall, this was a pretty good stream today. I don't know what to tell you guys, but I had fun. Now I'm just going to decide what I'm going to do tomorrow, because that's when I have the day off and I can really get into it.
Frog.
Can't wait until I get the new Spider-Man game. I can't wait either, man. That's the real big ticket item I wanted. Call it another, because this PS5 I have, it's an early birthday present. My birthday isn't until the 23rd, but hey, this is an early one for me. So anything else I get ahead of my birthday will just be an early birthday present overall. But Miles Morales is pretty much the reason why I wanted to get a PS5. I mean, sure, I have other games that could take advantage of like the free PS5 upgrades and everything, but Miles Morales, and yet another reason to dive back into the Spider-Man series. Yeah, that was pretty much the reason why I wanted to get like a whole brand new console. And now that I got a PS5, I can actually get the games that I actually want to start playing. Miles Morales. Maybe play some Demon Souls. Not to mention games that I could have played on my PS4 that can now run ridiculously better on this PS5. And since I have an extended storage, I basically have a lot of space I can mess with. Though it doesn't give me the option to install PS5 games on my extended hard drive. So I still need to there's some games I still need to download onto my console, but the vast majority of them are installed already on the hard drive, so all I gotta do is just pop the disc in and work it. And if it's got the PS5 upgrade, then I just switch it over to that and just continue from there. So it really is kind of seamless and actually very good.
Anyone else? You gotta be kidding me.
Stay clear!
I leveled up again, didn't I? You want it for the new God of War? Oh, I just remembered! God of War got a 60 frames per second patch. I might need to pop in God of War to see how smoothly that runs. Because I still haven't gone completely through New Game Plus. I'm still somewhere in the beginning for that. Jonas! Good to see you. Just messing around on my PS5. Been talking about Avengers a lot and the current state it's in, but we also been talking about a couple other things as well. Almost got specialty tree maxed out. Just need 2 more points. Though I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Oh, there's one. Let's go over to specialty and get smoke grenade. Then the last one would be escape artist. And then we can move on to mastery, which will be the last thing.
Patience, goons, you're next. You asked for this.
got the PS5 or the one with the disc? I got the disc version because I have a lot of PS4 games that are physical copies. So the disc version made the most sense to me.
The enemies have been defeated.
And we leveled up again, which means we got the points necessary for me to max out both the primary and specialty trees, so we ain't got to come back. Anything else, just gonna be for mastery from here on in. We are almost done leveling Black Widow. Last will be Kate Bishop, and then probably won't touch the game until the 18th, because frankly, let's be honest, there's not really much reason to. Any good reason, mind you. But leveling up the rest of Widow is something I'm going to do on my own time. Just wanted to spend a little time with you guys. Wow, it's been 2 hours already. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Apologies for keeping you guys too long, but I just wanted to test the limits of my PS5's ability. And I felt that I feel like this is the start of a beautiful friendship. I really do. But I'm looking forward to bringing you guys even more games on the channel and a lot more content going forward from here. Since my PS5 is here, that only means that the fun is going to increase even higher than it already was before. Any problems I had with previous games, yeah, they might just be alleviated with just how strong this PS5 actually is. But that's where I'm gonna call it a stream here for today, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward, well, let me just do my outro right. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples.